In a Palestinian town, an 11-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy are playing on the empty stairwell in their apartment block. Now, the game is not their usual one. There's no one in the streets but us. You run that way and I'll run this way, they say. Whoever gets back to the front door first without getting shot wins. Fireworks is a hard-hitting new play at London's Royal Court Theatre. But I'm joined now by Elyse Dodgson from the theatre and the actor Nabil Elouahabi. I knew I'd get that wrong. I practiced it most of the day and I still got it wrong. Now, you star in the show, don't you? But first of all, let's turn to Elyse. Now, you're part of the Palestine programme that the theatre runs that's been going on 17 years now?
Yes.
Tell us about it. What is the Palestinian programme?
The international department at the Royal Court works all over the world to develop new writing with young, emerging writers. And we started working in Palestine in 1998 with a group of young writers, and we've carried on with various groups, obviously. Those young writers are very established theatre practitioners now in Palestine.
Why Palestine in particular?
Well, Palestine, there are amazing, obviously, stories that we want to hear, that we don't know about, but we work all over the world where, and I think the Royal Court presents stories that are important for our audiences, but that probably no one else really tells.
How receptive are these communities in places like Palestine to having somebody coming along and saying, write some plays, perform some plays, get involved in some theatre? How receptive are they?
Very receptive. I think there's a very strong theatre culture in Palestine, but not perhaps when we first started working. There a strong new writing culture, and I think the Royal Court has had more than 50 years' experience of developing playwrights, and so we were very welcome, and it's been a very strong collaboration.
OK, Nabil, you are performing in Fireworks. Before we talk about Fireworks, let's have a look at some of your other work, because you've had a lot of work. Let's have a look.
There's fountains, there's cigarettes, batteries, haircuts.
Haircutting? Who gets their haircut at that checkpoint?
But I'm Vita, I will show you.
Give me a couple sherbet fountains.
Sherbet fountain. Take shot. Get me in this thing. I can do in there. I'm wasted out here.
I've only got cover for myself. You got any spare cover? I only cover for one. Sorry.
Go on some places with me?
With me?
I will suit you with this.
It's tempting. Good luck, huh?
Gracias.
What's your name?
Nabil.
All right. Right.
You improvised that?
Yeah, that's why at the end he said, what's your name? I said Nabil, but we were just improvising. Michael was, Winterbottom, who directed that, was very keen to just give you some basic things, and then he'd just say, go and, you know, improvise stuff, so it was very good.
You've played a lot of bad boys, wide boys in your career.
I know.
Haven't you?
I don't know why. Maybe it's just the face. Who knows?
But you're so angelic looking. I can't understand that. Why would they do that?
You should have been an actor.
So this character that you play in Fireworks, tell me about it. How does it fit into the...
I mean, I feel very privileged to be part of this play. I think it's a really human story. It's about two respective couples and their young children, their respective children. And it's really a story about relationships and how those relationships are affected or not affected under duress. I mean, it's under siege there. It could be any place, anywhere, in any conflict, really. And what I really liked about the character is he's a man who's in love with his wife, who is trying to make the best of a bad situation, and the outside pressures eventually kind of precipitate in some fashion. So I think it's a very human, very normal story in that respect.
You're performing at the Royal Court in London, which has an amazing reputation, stretching right back to 1956, Look Back and Anchor. It's the place where new writing is shown. It's the place to be, really. Are you aware, do you get a sense of that as you're performing there, of the amazing history of this building?
Well, I remember very specifically when I got the call that Richard Twyman, who directed it, was offering me the job. I was in New York doing a series there, and I'd just come out of the gym, and I jumped up and down when my agent told me. And I normally, I mean, you know, I've been doing this for 16, 17, 18 years, not to say that I don't get excited, but I haven't jumped up and down when I've got a job for many, many years. And that is because of that exact reason. It feels like I've wanted to be at the court, upstairs at the court, for 20 years since I've started. It's been, you know, I've known Elyse for many, many years, and it's just been, it's a real privilege. You know, I don't want to sound overly earnest about it, but it feels fantastic to be there. They're great.
So tell us, when does it open? How long is it on for?
It opens on the 12th of February. It's on for a month until the 14th of March.
Fantastic. Elyse, Nabil, thank you both very much indeed
Thank you.
for joining me.
Thank you.